Kingdom Come Deliverance. This is a beta review. And I'll put a disclaimer, this is the beta access review. It is subject to change at any time, and I was also given a copy of the game for free, and I've been in contact with some of the developers of the game. Take that as you will. So first of all, I'm gonna tell you about the game. This is also written on their website, so it's not anything I've made originally. The game is set in 1403, Bohemia, heart of Europe. It's supposed to be based on true events, with heirs, kings, and the wars that actually happened. And the king is dead, and his son, and sorry if I pronounce this wrong, Venceslas the Fourth is becoming the new king of Bohemia. Now, the king's half-brother Sigismund imprisons the king and uses his army to start a war, is what I understood about the game. I'm not a history freak or anything, so I hope that is correct. In a raid, your main character, Henry, loses his home, family and friends, and is the sole survivor in the bloodshed. This is where your story begins. Now, the beta starts off pretty harsh. You're set in the world, some things have already happened, and you kind of don't know what that is. The only thing you know is that you're on a hunt for someone, and that is where the game begins. Now, I'm gonna list a lot of pros and cons, and I will start with the pros. It immediately gives you the feeling that you've traveled back in time. There's a lot of detail in the game that makes you immersed, if I'm gonna say that word, immersed in the game, and it's not a bad thing. You'll be in awe sometimes about due to how much detail is put into the game. And you know, it looks good, the game is good looking, and it doesn't really matter to me a lot, but it's definitely a plus. The sense of realism is amazing. I will get back to it with the fighting systems and the way you handle quests and stuff later on. There are many systems at play here, and there can be a lot of different ones. Some can be fun, and some can be a bit frustrating, like eating and sleeping. It is very sensitive to when you're overfed, for example. When you're overly tired or over and crumbled is an okay one, but and you can also get sick. I feel like that will be a small hinder for the game. I feel like it will slow it down a bit, because you'll always have that worry on your shoulders. I would like to see an option for disabling that for people who just want to play the story and get through the fighting and stuff. But the survival elements of the game is kind of a burden at this moment. But there's some of you that might like it, or some of you that might not like it, and it's totally up to you. That's why I'm making this review. And this is an interesting take on the RPG genre. They advertise it as Dungeons and No Dragons, and that is totally correct. It will give you the feeling of a fantasy RPG, even though it's a very realistic game. You won't see any unreal or overnatural beings in this game, and you don't really miss it at all. You're interested in the characters, and you're interested in the story and the elements around you. So props to them for making a good realistic game. I know Mountain Blade also is a very good success. I haven't played a lot of it, to be honest, but it's supposedly pretty good as well. The story seems interesting enough. The beta doesn't really give you a lot of insight on the story, and it is very limited. So from what I've seen and heard, it is gonna be an interesting story. You will rise from the ashes, and you will rise in ranks from a peasant to a highly respected person, and I am looking forward to seeing how that will affect your gameplay and how it will affect the world and people around you. The way you play and complete quests are varied, and there are many options to do so. For example, you can choose to go in a stealthy way, you can infiltrate your enemy camps, and you can go on with swords and bows and all that stuff. And it's not a new feature. A lot of games have this in this day and age that you can choose your own style of play, and that is definitely not a minus here. Another detail of the game is that people will react to your clothing, to your actions in the world, and how you behave. If you're covered in blood and you have a heavy armor on you, people will most likely step away and probably not give you or sell you any wares, maybe at a higher price. And if you are dressed like a beggar, you might get help from the beggars or information. So you're gonna have to dress up. You're gonna have to play dress up in the different quests to gain more knowledge or more power with one side or another. So that is actually a pretty cool feature that I like really much. Might just turn very annoying after a couple of hours, but I hope they implement it so you don't have to do that all the time, and that it is an optional thing. Your different playstyles will affect your game in the long run. I will take an example from the beta I have recorded on this channel actually, so if you want to see that video, I'm gonna link it right up here. I tried to sneak into an enemy base, and I didn't know that I could infiltrate it by dressing up as a human and gain knowledge from there. The big battle that happened afterwards did not go well. We actually lost because of my ignorance in the game and of the enemy base. So your different playstyles and your will to actually gain knowledge and do good will affect how you play the game and for the other characters around you, which is really exciting. Now the fighting system is both a plus and a minus in my case. It's innovative, it's fun, it has a lot of depth, but it is very difficult to master, which is not really a bad thing. This ties up to the frame rate of the game and the engine that this game runs on. It is running off the CryEngine, but they haven't optimized it, so it runs kind of shitty, to be honest. But now I'm gonna go over to the cons and tell you about all the stuff that I don't like, and we're gonna start with the engine they're using. It is very unstable. Right now it is crashing a lot, it is lagging. I mean, with my 970 overclocked to hell, I can't even gain over 40 FPS, and I can run The Witcher on Ultra, and it's supposed to be running good, but it isn't. It stutters a lot, and it's just not optimized at all. You get thrown out to your desktop and all that stuff. But bear in mind, this is the beta, and it will probably be fixed. They have promised a performance and stability fix in the future, even though we haven't seen an update in a while. But I hope they're working on it. The game is confusing sometimes. You will often find yourself wondering what you could do or what you are able to do. The game doesn't really tell you anything about how you can achieve different things. You're gonna have to figure it out by yourself, and sometimes it gets lonely and hard at the same time, and a deep tutorial would have helped. I'm hoping this will be in the main game. I really hope so, because I'm gonna use the example with the infiltration of the camp. I did not know you could dress up as another guy and infiltrate the camp from inside. But you know, I guess that was just me being silly. But I sometimes find myself not knowing how I could proceed. Now, the voice acting in the game isn't really superior right now. I think it is a work in progress. At least I hope it's a work in progress, and it is subject to change. But as of now, the voice acting is kind of weird, in my opinion. It's not bad, it's just a little weird. Now, the final thing on my cons list is that the game is going to be split up into 3 parts. I do not know how the pricing is going to be for this game, and I don't know how they will sell it and how far between these parts will be from each other. And that kind of scares me, because I would rather wait a year to get a full game and not wait for the next part, as Telltale games often do. They manage to pull it off. I think this game would be a lot better if it was a consistent and full package. I think they're gonna... I really don't have anything else to say. I mean, there might be a lot of things I've missed out on, but this was the stuff I noticed and what I liked and what I disliked about the game. And since there is a lot of traffic on my channel about Kingdom Come, I might as well do a review of it now that I'm done with the main story let's play, which you can see on my channel if you're new. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully you got an insight on how the game works and how it kind of plays out and how it will be. Of course, it is a beta, it is work in progress, it is subject to change, and I know a lot of it gonna change, because when I spoke to the developers, they told me about all those fucking crazy plans. They were like way out there, man. Fucking way out there, man. But yeah, it was amazing listening to him. He was really passionate and fucking put a smile on my face. So yeah, I hope you guys like this. It was a bit of a different video on my channel. I usually don't do reviews, but if I like a game enough and I know a lot of people care, I will do it for you. Because just I love you guys so much. I love you guys. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next one. If you're new, click that subscribe button, and if you liked it, I guess you can click the like button. It really helps a lot of YouTubers out to get noticed. So remember that till next time you see a video by another YouTuber, click that fucking like button if you enjoy his content or hers. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.